Shanmugam sir, okay ன்னு சொல்லிடுங்க. We'll start.
Sir, live started, sir.
Sir, okay.
Okay, sir, live started, sir.
Okay. A pleasant morning and welcome you all for Generic Talk Series 19. The topic for the art of excelling the corporate expectation, the age of Gen A. Pleasant morning. அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சம் என்பதில்லையே உச்சி மீது வானிடிந்து வீழ்கின்ற பொழுதினும் அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சம் என்பதில்லையே. For achieving that, one child, one pen, one book, and one teacher can change the world. Here we have a remarkable achiever, mind-blowing speaker, capability inspirer, Mr. Ashish Kumar from TCS New Delhi. To start this Generic section, we are thrilled to welcome our distinguished leader, Dr. K. Muhammad Junaid, a principal, RM Engineering College, to deliver welcome address. Please, sir.
A very good morning to one and all.
Good morning, sir.
On behalf of our respected chairman, sir, all the members of the management, faculty members, students, and my own behalf, I wholeheartedly thank and welcome Mr. Ashish Kumar, Service Delivery Manager from TCS, for this Generic Talk Series 19 organized by RMK Engineering College. First of all, I would like to thank and welcome our guest speaker for accepting our invitation and to deliver this Generic Talk Series on a topic, the art of excelling the corporate expectations in the age of Gen AI. I also would like to welcome and thank the HOD of EEE Department, Dr. Geeta Ramadas, and also Dr. Jyoti Suraban, and all the faculty members of EEE Department of RMK Engineering College for identifying this eminent speaker for today's Generic Talk Series. I also would like to welcome all the participants, our own students, and also the other participants from various institutions, parents, and all the faculty members of RMK Group of Institutions for this Generic Talk Series organized by RMK Engineering College. Also, we would like to thank our management for providing this unique kind of opportunity to conduct all these types of events for the benefit of all the students and all the various stakeholders. So thank you for the given opportunity. So hope we will get a lot of input with respect to the Gen AI, particularly from the expectations of corporate, including the core companies and also our regular recruiters. Since TCS being a regular recruiter for our RMK Group of Engineering Colleges for more than 2 decades. So thank you for the given opportunity. Once again, I welcome all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's my honor to introduce the guest, actually. Mr. Ashish Kumar is a highly accomplished individual with a diverse background in business consulting, supply chain management, educational consulting, and green technology. With over 12 years of international experience, he has worked for renowned companies like TCS, Accenture, and Jackson Group in various countries like China, UK, Sweden, and India. His expertise extends to mentoring, and he is a certified next-gen mentor at TCS, also a mentor of Atal Innovation Mission, Government of India. Ashish has been instrumental in bridging the gap between academia and industry. In his endeavor, he has positively impacted over 1 lakh students in over 200 institutions across the country, including prestigious institutions like IIM, IIT, Delhi University, today RMK Group of Institutions. He enjoys mentoring at various topics, including career building, excelling in corporate expectation, sustainable development, brand building, and industry-specific supply chain management. Mrs. Ashish Kumar has received numerous achievements for his outstanding contribution. He was the first and only Indian to be awarded the prestigious Paul Fletcher Award in 2014 by the Institution of Engineering and Technology, UK, London. He has also been honored with the Karmavira Chakra Award, 40 Under 40 High Impact Manager Award, Business World Supply Chain Mentor of the Year, Ashoka Award, and over 50 other awards for his initiative in youth empowerment and corporate social responsibility. Additionally, he has been recognized with awards such as Green Globe Award, Green India Award, Energy Contributor Award, and Young India Changemaker Award for his green initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, a wise man speaks because he has something to say. Today we have a wise man, Mr. Ashish Kumar from TCS New Delhi, is going to share his knowledge to RMK Group of family. Dear Ashish Kumar, we are waiting for to listen about the interesting topic Gen AI. Please, Ashish, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, good morning, Ashish.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Respected Principal Sir, respected Jyoti Sir, Geeta Ma'am, and other faculty members of RMK Group of Institutions. It's my proud privilege that you have invited me in midst of my mentor, and it's a real testament that, I'm sure I've done something really good, that my mentor is calling me a worthy speaker to discuss about my learnings and my knowledge in the corporate experience of roughly 12 years I have. Without wasting further time, I would like to get into the topic and would love to discuss more and ensure that each one of you carries something at the end of the session. So the session content line is designed in such a way that, confirm if you can see the session line slide.
Yes, we can.
Perfect. So the session outline would cover about how the industry has transitioned from, the industrial revolution and what is the current scenario today. How is AI impacting and what are the things we should keep in mind with regards to AI and not fear AI, rather embrace AI. We'll also discuss about what are the skill sets of future, what are the job landscape looking like, and then we'll come to the corporate expectation. I'm sure each one of you listening here would also have an expectation in mind that at least I get into a package where I at least get 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs, 15 lakhs, or even some of you would think of beyond getting 20 lakhs, in terms of CTC per year. I'm sure that is not a pseudo figure. You can definitely achieve it. Subjected, you also climb up the expectation of what we have from you. Each company has a bracket of accommodating the best of the best talents as per their bucket. We'll also discuss about the 5-star points which you have to include, or which you should include to make sure that your resume shines. There's a tagline of 5-star, eat 5-star and do nothing. Believe me, if you really consume this 5-star, you will have to do nothing after eating this 5-star. But the 4th point on this 5-star is my favorite. We'll discuss this in the later of the slides. Then we'll also discuss about how we can map the corporate expectation with this 5-star. Then we'll go to how you can acquire various type of certifications. Especially the entire presentation of mine has been concisely customized for the EEE students, because I was told that we have the EEE gathering here. So I have very precisely taken up the industry requirements and the most training certifications in EEE department, and also the free source where you can get all the certifications for free, and try to enhance and get into your profile as much as possible, because there is no limit for that. That you should only have 1 or 2 certifications. You can have multiple certifications, and also tell you the free source of getting those certification. And then we'll come to the decoding of 45 seconds interview trip. this is one of the most crucial thing. The first question, tell me about yourself, or walk me through your profile, or define you, who you, all these, are the common questions which generally comes as the first question in your profile. And that becomes one of the most difficult questions to answer. How you can customize this first introduction of yours so that you can impress the entire panel of, the interviewers. And then we'll open up to the questions, and then that's how we'll proceed. With your permission, can we go ahead, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Perfect.
Ashish.
Perfect. So let's go on to understand the industrial revolution, how the industry has transitioned, right? So generally, all of us would definitely remember, the industrial revolution one, the James Watt engine, everything working in mechanical environment, things driven by steam, and somehow the various methodologies of working around that, everything, that was the first time the human thoughts of starting, machine and introducing something which can help them to enhance their capacity. Then came the point of mass production when the introduction of electricity happened. Thomas Alva Edison, I'm sure you would remember his name, and that is when the slight era of mass production started, where things started driving more on electricity than on a mechanical part of steam or, through steam engines. Then we entered an era where things started happening in a smarter way, where we started introducing chips, semiconductors, where things start, the storage of small, I would say a mini brain was created, and that marked the beginning of computers and the basic automation, mobiles, everything came into the picture, and that marked the new revolution. Then came an era where we started interacting, something which is Industrial Revolution 4, where we started interacting with the machine even by sitting at remote. This is a classic example of that. You are sitting in Chennai, I am sitting in Delhi, and we are seeing each other. Now, that is a classic example of how the interface, a network revolution or an Internet of Things started happening. You sit here, you control your, your camera at home, sitting anywhere in the world. IoT started happening. Industrial Internet of Things, IIoT, started happening. However, in recent past, there is something which started happening more smarter. Before you execute something, you started getting the probability of the results. You just entered one point, you got multiple contributors of that. Gen AI, generative AI or an open AI, which was so commonly used. I'm sure all of you are now using a classic open source AI, which you call ChatGPT. So there are other multiple examples which would come in future, where you would see driverless cars, you would see, unmanned vehicles running on through the streets, things responding to you before you even execute them, saying that there's a probability of risk. But my whole point of talking about this industrial revolution is not to take you through how the industrial revolution has happened, but the speed of revolution. If you see carefully, Industrial Revolution 1, 1800, Industrial Revolution 2, 1900, Industrial Revolution 3, 2000. If you see, the transition period was 100 years, but from 3 to 4, it just took 10 years. 4 to 5, it just took 10 years. You never know, Industrial Revolution 6 may mark its beginning in 2027 or 2030, or lesser time than that. The speed of a revolution is very high. So if industry is transforming at this speed, the question is academia transforming at this speed? That is the whole point. There comes another buzz which is tempering everyone. I'm sure all of you have answered to this. Sir, academia is not going up with that speed. And I'm sure all of you here would agree to that point. So you cannot simply blame that, sir, my institution. It is not about my institution or not even other institutions. It is about the system. Government is a system. It is a waterfall model where it comes from, UGC, it comes to the AICTE, you get approvals, it comes to your, approved university. From there, it flows to your campus. From there, it flows to your, curriculum. And then you start searching for teachers. That is another big problem which is coming in recent past. How would they know something and become an expert where things are being introduced parallelly? So it is very difficult at this point of time to find an ideal resource to teach an ideal technology which is trending immediately into the industry, which has been immediately introduced itself. That is one of the difficulties which is going on at this point of time. So not only the students are studying, the teachers are also studying to ensure that they are up to the mark or they are with the speed of the industrial revolution. However, with things came a buzzing word, AI. Everyone, most of the people are afraid of this word AI, thinking that AI would replace you. But let's understand, why don't RMK approach three-step approach for AI? So let's start this way. You start and start teaching your students despite of any department. First of all, we should understand that AI is not confined to CSE. I'm sure most of you would understand this already, but we should make this very clear that why we are teaching AI is you cannot take away from the fact that AI is the future. AI is not going to harm you, or it's here to stay. You should not be afraid of AI, but afraid of the people who are using AI. They will leave you behind, not AI will leave you behind. The people who are using AI would be far more smarter than what you think of. So what should, as an institution, what we should do? Let's talk on that first, then we'll come as a student what we can do. As an institution, why don't we take a three-step approach? First, what we'll do is we'll start teaching each and every department with their respective segment of AI. We'll start teaching them the ethical application of AI and the role in the society. Then we'll move on what are the skill for building AI in their respective department. Let's not breach each other. Let's tell them, in your department, how you can implement AI, how you can customize AI. For a classic example, if you talk of EEE, let's talk on in EEE what we can do. Why can't we make an EV which is not driven by man, especially the logistics carrier? It can be unmanned. Think of a classic or smallest example which we used to do as a project 10 or 15 years back. We used to create a robo. It used to go and used to follow line, and when it used to find obstacle, it used to move as per the path which is available to it. Why can't we make that robo smarter enough, convert that into a bigger EV and test it into the RMK campus, where it is a small load carrier truck which is EV driven, powered by AI or automation, which is driving inside the campus, carrying the load without any drivers. So that is where we need to empower our students by giving them ideas on what sort of projects which we can implement in our own department. When you confine to the department, they would relate it more. And that is why I'm emphasizing on let's stay within the aura and the interest line of students. So we should equip them with the skills required for AI. And then assessment through AI is equally important. As an institution, you should start using SaaS, software as a service, which is powered by AI, to give them mock interview sessions or which can provide them feedback based on their performance, what they have done in the past, and enhance their learning. So let the AI coexist with you. So instead of someone coming and training them, let that also continue in the physical environment. But there should also be multiple sessions of practice of interview, which should be done by AI. There are multiple platforms in the market today which are leveraging AI, to teach them or to drive the students on personalized AI interview skills. So threefold approach should be taken. It's my humble submission to RMK Group. I'm sure you will rethink, and most of the things should already be in practice at RMK, having known the brand you are and the way you have been. This is a generic talk series 19. I'm sure the 18 last series has been very insightful, and you had very nice resource people who have been walking you through the importance of how the world is transforming and how it is changing. Having said that, let's come to a basic question: how does AI work? I'm sure most of you have some idea, but let's still refine those ideas on understanding how does AI work. It's just a data algorithm. AI has been existing since 1950s and 60s. It is nothing of 2024 or 23 or 19 when you talk of ChatGPT being introduced. The only thing what has happened is Gen AI coming up with large language processing models. The set has increased and it has become open AI, which was just confined to industry in the prior decades, is now open to everyone to use it. And that is when people have started buzz that it has come now, it has come now, it has come now. No, there has been existing, it has been existing from long. The best part of AI is it learns from data. The simplest example I'll give you, you keep on, what you do is, we get an assignment, we just copy the content of assignment and paste it to chat gpt and ask it to give us the output of the what can be written under that the headlines. So chat gpt starts generating. Where does it generate from? It picks the keywords what you have entered and start collecting the information of what it has got from various magazines, articles, IEEE models, multiple other internet open source, and gives you an output. Then there comes a button of thumbs up and thumbs down. Thumbs up means you like the output of ChatGPT. Thumbs down means you do not like the content what it has generated. If you don't give thumbs up, also it considers that yes, you like the content, and that becomes one of the learning for AI. A simplest example, you know, it can improve its performance based on your input. It can each after each round of data processing, AI system tests and measures their performance and use the result to improve their expertise. And that is where the AI learns. It's a learning agent, and it can easily automate tasks because AI has seen the trend, what you do after this, after this, after this. So after learning those process, it can automate, but it will check. You have option of checking it whether you want to proceed it this way. So it will give you a prompter. Do you want to proceed? I'll give you a classic example. You go for shopping on Amazon or any portal. You go for buying a mobile cover or buying a mobile. What it recommends, people who bought this mobile also bought this back cover, also bought this charger, also bought this headphone. That recommendation is learning the habits of simple customer buying behaviors. That is a classic example of AI. How the behaviors are collated and pushed for you to increase the sales. You just type RMK Engineering College in Google, you will also see 5 more colleges coming below that. MGR University, Sarita University, Panimalar, all those coming up in the line below that. People who searched for RMK also searched for this. It means it is infusing the the task which the previous one performed. Now it is automating it and giving you as a suggestion that people who looked for this also looked for this. It has the authority of now making decisions without human intervention, and that is the beauty of AI. So AI is here to stay. Let's embrace it and build upon that using our creativity and thought process. But there are certain limitations and challenges also coming up with AI. Let me know if you see the challenges to consider slide. Do you see the challenges to consider slide?
Yes.
Perfect. So, the biggest challenge which we faced or what we are anticipating to come in the recent past, recent future is about the data privacy and also the ethical use of data, which is, flowing in the lots. The entire content is being dumped. You put one thing, the entire thing is being, validated. You just put your name, it will find n number of sources to find out what you have done in the past, where you went in the past. It collects data from everywhere, even from the where you bought last, where did you swipe your card, where did you board the flight, where did you go for vacations, where did you put your photographs. Everything is being scanned because the data is there, and you are authenticating it. You are giving permissions without knowing that you gave a permission. That is one of the dangerous aspects which can be misused. That is where the ethical part of AI comes. And again, AI still has the biggest limitations of AI. What I think today is data. Stop giving data, AI will be a fool. AI cannot take anything forward. If you are feeding more data, you are training more of AI. At the same time, I would say there is a contradictory thing which is going on. Is AI killing creativity? The answer to yes, I would also argue, is yes. You know, the creativity, the thought process, the innovation, the critical thinking is getting somewhere reduced because things are made easy because of AI. That is also one of the, I would say, not the right channel, or the judgmental capacity is getting reduced, and that is somewhere the negative aspect of it. So still there is a limitation of AI can think like human. No, not yet. But in future, things can happen. I'm sure all of you would have watched the movie In the Rain, and you would relate to what I'm trying to say. At this point of time, we have not gone to that capacity in training into the neural models. But of course, in future, there's no doubt things can happen that way, and you cannot argue saying that no, it will not happen. It will happen for sure, because people may think that we are doing that for our convenience, but it may create certain problems because it may no longer let the human be the superpower. There would be a head-to-head collision for sure, because AI is smarter than individual human, not human race. I'm not talking about, you would definitely say, no, AI is not smarter than human. Of course, it is. It is smarter than you, individual, not a collective human. But the AI is coming as a collective fact. So you need to understand that you are fighting with 1,000 mindset. If your intelligent coefficient is 1, it is 16. So are you ready to process that capacity? That is where you should understand that it is way smarter than what you think, because it has thousands of mind collisions. you know Having said that, let's move to the job fear which everyone is thinking of. Will AI take away the jobs? Will AI take away the jobs? The answer to this is yes and no. Let's see how it is yes. There's a report by McKinsey which says that there will be multiple job disruptions coming into the market due to automation. And the biggest market of disruption would be China, followed by India, and then US. We Indians have, morely depend on, I would say, a service-based market. 56% is still service-based contribution in our country. And services can be easily automated because there is a process, SOPs defined for that. And if you know the process for manufacturing or for services, you can easily automate that also. And that is one of the aspects of, the disruption in the field due to AI or automation. At the same time, is it bringing the jobs? The answer to this is yes. Of course, like a classic flood, what does a flood do? The flood washes away the first top layer of the soil, and when it moves on, it brings up a new fertile layer soil. Same way, the entire work which can be easily automated. Classic example, you go to McDonald's. We used to have multiple people who used to take orders. Now what they've done, they've put a kiosk. You go and just use the dashboard, order your McDonald's, take it from there. You will just have one people at the counter who may collect your cash or deliver your delivery. Let's talk of another example. I'm sure all your professors and teachers would have seen those postmans, multiple postmans in one area, delivering day and night the letters and everything. Email has come. You've seen the detection. Leave email. After email, still there were multiple letters. They were sorting out for this reason, that reason. They started moving to barcode detections. Why I'm giving you these examples? I cannot give you example of Amazon warehouse because you have not seen the Amazon warehouse sorting. You would have seen the post office. So in the same way, Amazon warehouse, you have lakhs and lakhs of packages. Do you think people are sorting this out here and there? No. They have a barcode, they have a box, drop box. Each things moves on the glide path. There is a detection of the barcode, and each it is just automated that this number would go in this box. And the box is ready. The delivery person comes, picks that up, and starts delivering here and there. Same way goes for the small letter, what you see today. At the same time, there are multiple new jobs coming to the market. We have never heard of a job of a people who is creating reel. But nowadays, there is an exclusive role for people who can create reels for others. With this, let's also see what are the core skill sets of 2025 and what would be the most growing skill sets by 2030. This is a World Economic Forum report, which was published on 7th of January 2025. And this is one of the most authenticated reports used globally, to study on what are the skill trends and what would the future of job look like across the globe. Why I'm not confining or I'm showing you the Indian report, I also go through the Indian skill reports published by the Indian government, but most of us work in an MNC or is triggered by an MNC culture. And that is when we have to understand that how is the world performing? There is a war which is going on the other side of the world can affect something which is happening here in India. So we should also prepare ourselves as per the geopolitical situations or scenarios which are going across the globe. And that is where the skill sets is also, triggered. Preparation of that should also be aligned with the global scope. If you see analytical thinking, resilience, flexibility, leadership, social skills, creativity thinking, technology comes on sixth because technology is easily available to all of you today. And it can, most of people, what they do in industry today, I've seen most of, talking about, I asked, how do you code? Do you start from the basic levels? They said, no. Google gives us most of the basic programming, so we get it from that. And then further build on what we want to customize it. ChatGPT can also give you the same thing. The same way, critical thinking, resilience, and your innovation is leading in 2025. But there is a catch. If you see point 1 of 2025 is becoming point 9 by 2030. Analytical thinking, which used to be a human brain thing, is now getting to a lower segment, whereas AI and big data is taking up the chart top. Why is that happening? Because AI is becoming smarter day by day. And the thing which I talked about, you can think a time where it may also have the feeling or a sort of feeling that is nowhere far, but still your creativity would exist, but your analytics would be overtaken by the AI and the big data, and that is when you see this disruption happening, and technology skills will go up, and the AI and big data would empower more and more towards, the environment where we no more would say that we grew up interacting with the physical objects, but the kids of future would say we grew up interacting with the digital objects. When you talk of the skill sets, let's also talk of how would the job look like and what are the fastest growing jobs and the declining jobs. And there are two data what you see here. One is in terms of fastest growing, one in terms of the largest growing, which is in terms of numbers. By 2030, both the reports, and there's also a decline report. What you see on the slide now. Confirm me if you see this on the slide, ma'am. The fastest growing and declining jobs.
Yes.
Perfect. So if you see the fastest growing of by 2030 would be more of the data analytics, the data engineer, without a doubt. What is there for triple E student? If that is your question, come to the point number 7, autonomous and electrical vehicle specialist. Internet of Things, point number 10. You would also be somewhere in the mingling of this entire process. When I say that, the future will not go triple E solo. The future will go intermingling of departments. It used to be a time there used to be mechanical, things have gone to mechatronics. There used to be a time of just electrical. It has gone to electrical and electronics. In future, it would also be fused with AI and the basics of tech into this. And it is not just for AAA, it will for all departments, because we are moving slowly towards that. But there is a fact which you should always keep in mind, which is environmental, social, and governance point, ESG. You know, whenever you move forward with the speed, keep a basic thought process of sustainability thought process. You know, the environmental engineers would also take lots of opportunity. If you see point number 12 in the first one, these guys will also take lots of space in coming times. The question is, what is getting declined? I'm sure you already know this point. You know, the postal services, there used to be a cashier who's counting the money. You know, the clerks used to write things, the peons used to ring the bell. All things no more exist, in fact. The worst thing what I have seen in the declining trend is the graphic designer. You know, the graphic designer used to be one of the most creative jobs, but this AI has somewhere killed that. This is one of the most tragic thing which I happened to go through this and saw this graphic designer. I used to think the most creative people are the one who can design graphics, and used to definitely be. When we were students, the people who used to design posters for us, small videos, creativity videos for us, used to be the best person. Is very creative, because he can design very creative, nice things. But today you give command, just go to ChatGPT and write, prepare a poster for me on AI guest lecture with the content, mention the content, and just create an image and just click enter. You will be mesmerized to see the output. I think you will go back and experiment this, how it really works. Try doing that. I do that, and I have seen very nice results. We should know how to use AI so that, we are not left behind. I'm not asking to kill the creativity of the young minds, but to enable them, to empower them, to think in a direction where they embrace and take things forward in line with the trending technologies into the market. And there, if you see the numbers in terms of how it is growing, I was happy to see that the farm workers, the agriculture workers, and the laborers numbers would increase, because no one is opting that today. It is not because we would need that, because no one is opting that today. People think that is not a high yielding job. It's not a high or handsome paid jobs, So somewhere these things which were our, strength is going to again come back to us, an increase in that numbers. People will start, as we move more towards technology, people will start leaving that, saying that, because this is not going to continue, we will not do that at that part, so people will start again coming back by 2030 to the same role where we left from. And this is an interesting cycle of, I would say, how the industry would transition and again come back to the human thought process, and again rethink on, are we just running behind the technology, or how do we coexist? A balance would come into the future. Having said that, all of you would also have a nice expectation of jobs coming up into your campus, and nice companies coming to your campus and bringing up lots of packages. Do you also think that when a company gives you X number of packages, they also expect X into some multiples from you? Now let's think about what are the corporate expectations from you as a fresher. All of you, when you read through this point, you would think that you know this point. But when you analyze this point, you will realize that somewhere you lack this point. It's easy to read. Communication skill. Oh, I'm very good in English. It is not about English. First thing is, whenever people see communication skill, they think it is about English. Of course, the stereotype has been built. It is related to English at some extent, but it is not only about English. Suppose I want to hire a salesperson from RMK to sell my say Mahindra vehicles in Chennai. Do you think a guy who is a farmer would come and and he will start talking, hey, I'm from R&K, what is the experience? And you will start talking to him this way. You have to step down to Tamil, talk to him in your regional language, the way he understand. That is all about communication. That is about effective way of telling the way the other person can understand, you know. But English becomes an official language for the world. The classic example is now. You are sitting on the other side of the India, and I do not have the fluency of Tamil to give you the entire narration in Tamil, although I can speak small, bits, but I don't think I'll be able to communicate the entire thing into that same language. And that is when you need a universal language. That is where the English comes into the picture. But it is not just about English. There are a few countries which are, very much particular about knowing their languages, and that can only outsource the job if you know their languages. So that is when the multilingual people also gets an opportunity. More, I would say, more niche skills are coined, and they're paid more than others if you know multiple languages. Knowing knowledge beyond textbook. I'm sure it is a self-explanatory word, what I'm talking about. Ability to lead, positive approach, updated with the latest technology, willingness to travel, familiarities with the domain specific languages, a techno-managerial knowledge, ability to multitask, versatile, ambitious, and team player. This point, how do we assess when we just ask a single question or a small question? Just think of a point, and then we'll come to the discussion in the later slides that how you as a student can prove all this point in just one answer, and how you can prepare as per this. Now let's come to my favorite part, the 5-star. All of you eat 5-star, and let's eat it very well. How do we do that? So if you see this point, I'm sure you will relate and you will think you know it, and it is already there in your resume. But let me explain. It is not that easy that you think it is the way it is written. Certifications, not the certificates. Very specific. I'll elaborate each of this point in the subsequent slides and walk you through these 5-star points. And my favorite point, the professional credentials, the point number 4, needs to be elaborated in a nice way so that you relate to this and ensure that how you can get how you can become the jack of all trades, I would say, by getting that point. And then internship and industrial visit projects. I'm not talking about your final year project. So please don't misunderstand this project with your final year project. That is what I said. You may think that you have it, but let's see whether you have it or you need to prepare for it. Then coming to the point number 4, which is professional membership credential. Point number 5, award achievement, CSR or NGO, any of those 4 points in the last point number 5. That is why it is optional. So let's start with point number 1, certification. Question is, which certification, sir? I'm sure you would have this question in mind. So I'll take you to the detail of certification, which is trending to the market with regards to EEE department. Most of the industry today are expecting this sort of certification from EEE students. But at this point of time, I hardly know of any institution who are enabling with this certification. When I say certification, I'm not talking about teaching these points, but also making you certified by a certifying agency in these particular things. Because when you are certified, it means you have cleared an examination which is as per the norms of the certifying agency. Most of you would not be certified in any of this thing at this point of time. But having said that, thanks to your institution that they've given you opportunity to know what could be a certification which needs to be added to your resume. This certification gives us a clear thought process of whom do we easily hire without having a doubt in the mind. You are very much in second year and third year at this point of time. you can start preparing from the grassroots. When I say grassroots, I'm not just talking about this 8 certifications. I'm sure you would have noted this certification. Moving to the next set of certification, which you can start immediately in some days, is the certifications from various digital platforms like edX, Coursera, and the various platforms. Start smaller and then go to the advanced certifications. But before you pass out, ensure that you have a renowned certification which is trending into the market. That will not just help you at the time of campus selection, but will also help you in the future to get the promotion or the right cadre in the smallest span of time. So this was about certification. My point is not ending here. My point is, where do we do this certification from for free? These logos, what you see on the screen now. Ma'am, can you confirm if you see get certified for free on screen?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. So these are company logos which are offering various free certifications in the certification what you have seen in the past slides. And in addition to that, there are multiple certification which are there on these platforms, and these are free to access. So you should not depend that when RMK will come and give you, that is when you have to go and start. No. If I were you and I was told this in advance, then the next thing what I will do is, after this session ends, I'll immediately go to any of this website. I'll choose, let's go to VM.edu, the last second, this one, and I'll open this website and I see a Lean Six Sigma yellow belt there. I'll start learning that. I'll simply go to the Simply Learn and start learning the agile process, because when I said that the future is the intermingling of streams, it means you should also have multiple certification. So your resume, how it should look? Your resume should have total of 3 certifications, classically, 2 of your core certification from EEE, have one which is a managerial certification. It can be a Lean Six Sigma, it can be an agile process, it can be a project management professional, it can be from AI for managers, it can be anything. So try to add that managerial part as well, because in 2 years' time, you would also, the leaders in the industry will expect you to lead a team. So what you will do then? You will start preparing that time? No. You have to start preparing and become a ready package when you step out of RMK. And that is why you have this number of talk series to enable you or empower you with the latest requirement of the industries and our expectation, and where you can get this and how you can enable that in your resume. So the first point of the 5-star was certification, type of certifications we discussed, where you get the certification from, you discussed. I expect from all of you listening to this is in the next 10 days, at least finish one certification. And the day you finish one certification, take the certificate out and post it on LinkedIn and thank your professors, thank your department for arranging this session, letting you know the importance of it. And believe me, friends, if you do one certification, no one will trigger you for the second certification. You will be self-motivated enough to do the second one. Do it, practice it, and then you will realize what I'm trying to say. With this, let's move to the second point of 5-star, which is internship and industrial visit. Why I'm carrying both this point together? You already know internship, but most of them has a misconception that what we'll do is we'll go to this company and learn there. Please understand, internship is not about learning from the company. It is about delivering to the company. Company wants to use you or wants to understand that whether you are a right fitment for the requirement in a particular area. So don't go with a mindset that tomorrow I'll go to this company and I have a 2 months period, I will learn from there. Learning is a hidden agenda. The delivery should be from the day zero, act like you are working for them and you are getting paid for it. The day you have this mindset, you will really understand what does internship means really. So please understand, it is not training, it is internship. Okay, it is different from training. You cannot expect you will sit there, people will train you every day, you will write the notes, you will come back home, again you will go next day, again you will learn something, again you will write notes. No. Internship reality means delivering. Okay. With that, there is a second point in the slide, which is industrial visit. Why is industrial visit important? For example, you guys are EEE student today. Okay. You get lots of exposure, you would go to various industries of your core, or also to the mechanical industries, because it is a combination of multiple streams where you see a classic manufacturing. Suppose you went to TVS Lucas or Lucas TVS. Okay. And what you would see there, you will classically go one day in an industrial visit, your campus will carry you in a bus, you will go in the morning, you will take 10 photos during the industrial visit, come back home and post those photos on Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta, and you will think, I am done. That is the biggest mistake. Industrial visit should form the base, the certification, what you have learned, and the industrial visit where you have been should form the base of the project which I am referring to as the point number 3. The point number 3 project is in reference to the combination of the industrial visit you went and the certification you did. Combine both to certify that you have understood both. Or choose those industries to visit where you intend to make your final year project. If you are able to substantiate your final year project with the entire artifact of the certification you have been through, or the industrial visit you have gone to, and that will be the easiest way of pitching your project. This project can also be your final year project later on. But my submission would be, at least do 2 projects. Let your final year project be into the place where it is. Don't just depend on that. I know what most of the classical students in Chennai we used to do. We used to go to Ritchie Street and get the classical model from there, and convert that into a project and submit that on. No, do not follow that. The people have been more smarter, and it is not going to earn you any results from there. Please give some time. It can be a smaller to smaller survey. It can be a case study. It can be a field submission report. Please try to submit one project which is based on your certification and the industrial visit combined. Okay. You can prepare that project and submit to your internal department. Also submit to the company you visited. Form a nice output of the industrial. Suppose you went to Lucas TVS. Prepare a report on what did you learn there, what did you see there, and submit it through your placement cell to the company. And say that, we anticipate in coming times, you need to transform from your journey of making this to a journey of enhancing this by using this. They will be happy to learn from you. You don't think that industry is very, very smart. They are smarter than us. That is at a one space. There is always a welcoming stage at industry that we would like to hear from the youth, from the scholars, from the researchers. You publish papers more than the industry people do sitting in the industry today. And that is where we want you to come up with ideas and start bridging this gap between academia and industry. And that is the whole point of the session. So this is what the project was about, not the final year project. Coming to the 4th point, my favorite. I'm sure you would know multiple of this logo by now. IEEE, IET, CSI, all those things. But the point is, how many of you are really a part of any of this society? So what most of us think, becoming a part of the HR club or part of the cultural club, it means wasting our time. No, believe me, I'm talking with my experience. I'm sure you would have heard the Paul Fletcher Award in your introduction. Believe me, that has come from this part. The second logo, the Institution of Engineering Technology, the Paul Fletcher Award in London has come from here. And I've been the volunteer for that. And the best learning source, interaction to the industry, networking, knowing about the latest trending into the market, direct interface with the industry, everything comes in the package when you start becoming the office bearers of the professional society, not just a generic student. So I would urge each one of you listening to me today to at least get a coordinator's role, small to small coordinator role in any of the clubs of your campus or any of the professional societies functioning inside your campus. As far as I know, RMK, you have multiple professional societies already and multiple clubs also is existing. So try to tag up each one of you. Even if you get a coordinator's role, please get a coordinator's role. Request for a coordinator's role. That is not just enhancing your power to understand the latest trend, but also enhancing your leadership skill, which is very much important in the upcoming time, in your upcoming future leadership journey. That will also break the ice within you. I would say most of you would have a stage fear today. If I ask you to go onto the stage and start addressing 600 people in front of you, most of you will start shivering on the stage. But once you become a part of this, any of the professional society, believe me, this will be taken off. And that is when this becomes jack of all trades. You remember the corporate expectation, communication skill, knowledge beyond textbook, flexibility to travel, leading, all these things. I'll give you a classic example. Suppose one of you, X name Ramesh, okay, you are a part of a club, say you are a part of IEEE in your campus, okay. So you will write that in your resume, president of IEEE Society at RMK Engineering College. So what does that HR assume when they see this? How you would introduce yourself while you start putting this? The first one point, although we'll discuss this point again in this 45-second interview tip, but let me quickly take you through this point. You will start with your name, then your academic records, then you will come to a point where you talk about internship, then you will talk about your certifications, then you would talk about your project, and then you would say, I'm also the vice president or president of IEEE in my campus, where my role is to organize various events under the banner of IEEE. In last 3 years, I have been instrumental in organizing more than 15 events under the banner of IEEE, where we interacted with multiple stalwarts from the industry and learned from them from time to time. This was an attempt from our side to bridge the gap between academy and industry. This also enhanced my communication skill, my team skill, and my leadership skill. This is the best testament of certifying yourself by becoming a part of club. You can be a simple coordinators. You can say my role was to raise sponsorship for the club, where I understood human behavior, where I understood rejection, how to handle rejection, and that has enhanced the capacity of sales in me. Think in that prospect. Okay, you should understand what can trigger your final results. Okay, and then we come to the fifth point, the last point of the 5-star, which is award, achievement, CSR, or NGO. Any of these 4 points you can choose. Any awards in your profile compels us to see that again. Suppose you are a best outgoing student, you have got a best project award. We'll see what has the student done differently that he has been awarded among the entire set of 3,000 students. Just one guy got this award. What is different? We'll ask that question, and that would become your positive trigger, and you would start explaining. That would also bring up your leadership skill. That would also enhance your technical skills. That's a tech project. If you have some CSR part, or if you have your NGO part, so what you will trigger is that would bring up your thought process of being social, being a social responsible person for the corporate. That would easily give us is the right material for working in a team. That is the right process. What we see in your profile, what we see in your resume. So I'm sure you would have understood this 5-star point and the order. Let me give you the order how you should place this in your resume. If you classically build a 1-page resume, let's start this way. You put your name, you put your email address, your phone number, your LinkedIn ID, photo not required. Build your resume based on ATS, application tracking system. And the keyword should be right. Do not put any emoticons or the logos which are not read by machine, because even the resume today are read by machine before it gets into the final screening. Okay, so get the help of your placement department, or maybe when I come to your institution in person, I'll also try to audit some of your resumes and make sure that you are aligned with the standards of resume into the industry today, and have the right order and the right content. So how we'll go is, we'll start with the name details, your contact details and other things. And then comes the academic record, what you're pursuing and what has been your percent in your in your graduation and your +2. You can omit your 10th standard marks if you want, that's optional. Then you will come to the internship. If you have work experience, I'm sure as you are a regular student, you will not have a work experience. So start with internship. So the first rule, there is no standard rule that internship only happens in final year. So please break that myth. And there is no rule, there is only one internship required. And there is again no rule that internship is only if you do in EEE, that is relevant. No, please. Please do not have this myth in mind. Please remove this myth from your mind. Please understand, each internship is a learning. Each company gives you a learning, either be a startup or a mature company. Get the internship and try to get as much as possible. Even if you're in second year, try to get internship now. You're in third year, get another internship. You're in final year, get another internship. So if you have multiple internship, try to best of all, try to put 2. And mention that my role under this was, I was assigned this role, responsibility was this, and what did you do in the internship? Don't say that I learned this. Say what you contributed, not say that I learned about this, I learned about that. Write about what you contributed in those 2 months or 3 months of your internship during that period with that company. Okay, and again you write what was the key skills denoters, saying that these was your key skills which you use there. So to your internship or one optionally. Then comes to your certification part, which is the testimonial part of that you are a techie and you are relevant to the companies which is coming to your campus. So if you write 3 certification, you can write 2 of your core, 1 of the managerial segment. So it is showing that you are a techno managerial, so showcase in that way that you are not just a techie. Even if you are techie, please have some leadership skill. Include a generic third one. It can be ISO auditing, it can be Lean Six Sigma, it can be any auditor that ways, or can be a project management professional or anything of that sort. Include the third one. Then come to the part of industrial visit in 1 line. And if you have converted this industrial visit into a project, do mention that below that. And then your final year project, what you have done. Then comes the point of your professional affiliation, which professional society you belong to, at IEEE IIT, what is your role, what you have accomplished there. Then come to the part of the final 5-star point, which is award, achievement, CSR and NGO. Anything of these 4 points you can mention there. Either you have done a CSR, or you have been a part of NGO, or you have achieved some awards, you've been awarded with this something. So mention that as a point, and that's it, finished. 1 page would be pretty much enough. Do not elaborate much. You should also have things to speak. You can also be twisted with a question saying that, tell me something which is not there in your profile. And that is when this point, the professional society point, will help you to talk more about. The point of industrial visit will give you points to talk. You cannot talk about your Instagram and Facebook. You can talk about during the industrial visit. I have also been to multiple industries apart from the industry what you have mentioned, or you talk about your internship, So when you have multiple options, that is when you will be able to talk, So you should know the right way of handling things. With this, the first question, generally, most of the corporate, or say almost all corporate, throws is, tell me about yourself, or walk me through your profile, or who you, or define you. These are the same questions asking you to tell what you think is the best in you. So start with a synopsis of the 5-star. If you remember 5-star, that is why I've given this name, so that when you talk, you remember. Generally, that is where we get, out of context, what to say, what not to say, what is the order to say, what should I say first, what should I say last, and that is when you remember this. The only thing which you can twist is you put your internship first and you can put your certification second in the order of 5-star. But ensure that you talk about all the 5-star points in a classic way. So if I give you an example, you can put it this way, saying that, hi, my name is Raghu. I'm a final year student of RMK Engineering College, currently pursuing my triple E. And so far, my academic score is 8.63 or 9 CGPA. And I am anticipating the final year results. Then you come to the internship part. I have taken my internship at Lucas TVS. This is an example. And where my role was to understand the various mechanical process of how a switchgear works, or how a spring works, or how a mechanical element works. And then during my tenure of 2 months, I was instrumental in understanding the behavior and creating a log of the entire process and where does this cycle ends. See, I'm just giving you a classic example. I'm not relating to an actual problem, what you would see there, but you should talk about what is an actual thing, what you have done during that period, and what was your contribution. So I finally analyzed this, and that has enhanced this, that has improved this, or that has added this, or that has enabled the company in achieving this. Whatever, it can be a smallest of the smallest thing. Talk about that in internship. I'm a certified lead engineer, or I'm certified in SCADA, I'm certified in AutoCAD, and then come to, I'm also certified in Lean Six Sigma. I've also done a project management professional certification. Then come to the project or your industrial visit. So I've visited this industry during my third year or final year journey with a group of this many people. And then in a group of 4, we made a project based on our industrial visit or a case study on that. And we submitted that to the company, where we understood the behavior of this machine or that machine and how the yield can be affected during this tenure of time, this past time, and all those things. So it is a classical example. You have to become a package like IIMs and IITs talk about today. You are nowhere lesser than them. You are now being exposed to the equal opportunities and equal expertise like they are. So you should never think that you are lesser than them, because you are equally given that leverage of knowing things, understanding things. I'm sure when they talk in this way. I've been to multiple IITs addressing them, IIMs addressing them, and when they talk this way. And then let's come to this part of project, what you have done as a part of project. You talk about a project, what you have done through the field visit, and then come to your final year project. My final year project was this. And then you talk about, I'm also a member of this society in the campus. I've been instrumental in driving various events. And then you have a CSR or NGO contribution. Talk about, I've also done a 2 days visit to this slum, where my role was to uplift or teach them about the basic hygiene, or teach them about energy awareness, or we conducted a survey, all this. Put that into your profile. And that should be 1 minute introduction maximum. When you cover this 5-star point, most of the questions would be already answered. And that should be an ideal way of making a preface. You should walk through the entire, the best of your profile and sell yourself there. And when you answer this way, it is very easy for the interviewers to also analyze you and then to further question you. When you already say that you are certified, they would no more have a second thought in your mind that you are just blabbering. You are already certified by a certifying agency. So don't leave them any doubt. When you've already done a project based on that, that is more testament to what you have understood from that point. And with this, I would also insist you to keep one thing in mind, which is about it is not just about your work, how much you have done. It is also about the network. Connect to the right people, connect on a right space, and connect. You can have your mentor. You can choose your mentor from anywhere. He can be in Delhi, he can be in US, you can be in Chennai. Connect. See, your professors and your parents are the only people who would really think the best about you. Add one more person, your mentor. you know so try to have more people who thinks the right. This mentor can also act as a reference in the future. He can be an industrial mentor. And I would also request RMK Group to start a mentor mentee program at your campus, where you can at least have a ratio of each, like a 30 student mapped to one mentor, one industry mentor, or like 20 students mapped to one industry mentor. So while you have this series, start onboarding corporate mentor to your panels as advisory to your campus, so that they can act as a mentor later on, so that this set of students which is under a teacher also has an industrial mentor. So form the structure, so that that cycle of improvement keeps on improving. With this, I have submitted what I had to give you today in the limited time which we had today. And I would also love to meet you in person. And I'm now open to questions. And when I talk of networking, do connect me on LinkedIn. So you can easily find me. You can also Google Ashish Kumar TCS, and you can find me as a first link. So if there is any question, I will be happy to answer now.
Thank you, sir. It was so wonderful a session, and I think all our students were eagerly waiting for the question answer session. Some questions
Yeah.
are posted in the YouTube. I will
Oh,
just
wonderful.
before that, I would like to mention that we have a mentor-mentee scheme in the college.
Fantastic.
20 students are mapped with a faculty member within the college, and we have a knowledge partner system in our college, where each set of 60 students is mapped with an industry, and we in Triply are mapped with HCL in the embedded domain. And they also have identified a single point of contact, one industry executive who will be visiting us, who will be guiding us through the internship, etc., right from the second year. And they interact among themselves and they take it forward. And
Fantastic
finally,
news. This is one of the most beautiful thing I ever heard about any institution in India. I've so far not known. There are multiple institutions who has implemented this, but you have a structured way. That is very nice. You can add, more people in the panel of mentors with a variety of industry,
yes,
not just confining to one. So
yeah,
that
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 is
is the
what.
only suggestion I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. So with this, I will post the first question from Pavin of third year Triply. What should I include in my resume to make it stand out during campus placements? This is from a third year student by the name Pavin.
Okay. Okay. So Pavel, thank you for your question. I think we pretty much discussed about, I'm sure you have a question that if suppose all of us have the 5-star point, because all of us heard this. Yes, you're right. All of you heard this. Believe me, not all of you will be able to finish this 5-star. First point. Second point is the quality, the way you take things. When I say quality, first thing is, not most of you would be able to get certified, because it's not that easy. You may find it just eat 5-star and do nothing, but eating 5-star of this point what we discussed would be very difficult, with my experience. So the one, or I would say, of the entire lot, if suppose it is a 300 lot, not more than 20% will be able to make it, to at least getting 3 certifications of how we discussed it. First segregation to stand out would be that. Suppose 20% makes it, all the 5-star. The second filter would come in terms of attitude and the self-confidence when you speak. That is a soft skill. I'm not teaching you soft skill today, but I'm sure there is also a system in your campus which gives you a right way of interacting with the industry professionals, when especially in times of interview, and the right body language. It is not just about, eye to eye contact. It is also about the right gesture, the way of articulation. It is also about the attitude you present to them. The way you look into their eyes would give the clear picture of, what is your intention, if you're lying or you're true to yourself. Simple gestures. You said one answer, then you started looking up. You said one started, you started scratching. You said one answer, you looked on the left, you looked on the right. We can easily understand, sir, you are lying. So do not take things as a granted that the people sitting on the other side will not understand. Please understand, they come with experience. They have been recruiting throughout their career, and they know what are the eye gestures, what are the right way of putting things forward. Have you really done it, or you were just a part of it? There is a difference between author and a co-author. So you have to become the author, not just the co-author. So do it right way, implement it and experience it in the right way, not just tag with the person who is already excelling there. That would be the differentiator. So attitude is very important, and the knowledge of subject. This two, with the 5-star point, the order we discussed, would differentiate each one of you from each other, because that is unique and that cannot be copied. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And one more question from Saravana Raj. What do companies expect from freshers in the age of generative AI?
I think we pretty much discussed this point, Savanan, that expectations we have. We do not have anything special, just to let you know. There is no special, that we want you to come with horns or we want you to come with a big mustache. No, sir. No special expectation. We still have the expectation that you are updated with the latest technology. That is the expectation. Please do not get into the Industrial Revolution 3. Please come to the Industrial Revolution 5. Be updated with the latest technology, and that would come with the industrial experience of industrial visit and internship. So there is no rule that if you are in third year, you have to wait for the final year to get your internship. Start right now. And the best way of getting the industrial visit and internship is your parents. Ask your parents, Appa, do you know someone at this place? Do you know someone at that place? Why don't you take me there? So see, you cannot just depend on your campus placement cell to give you all this, because they are limited resource. They have the final year to prioritize. So their focus would be on final year. But you as a third year or a second year student, what you should do is you should start exploiting your network. And that is when I said network is very important. Start connecting with your seniors, alumni, your friend's friend, your father's friend, your uncle's uncle, your uncle's friend. So if you find out that is network. If you try connecting with them, it won't be feasible if I say, hey, come to Delhi, two of you, I'll give you internship here. Do you think it is really feasible? Do you think it will be really helpful for you to travel all across from Chennai, coming to Delhi and getting a stipend of 10,000 rupees? Please understand that you're already paying a fee there. So try to utilize the network, what you have at your place, but at the same time, please be flexible to travel. Not all the offers would be in Chennai or in Tamil Nadu. It can also move to Bangalore, Delhi, Gujarat, Mumbai, anywhere. So flexibility to travel is also our expectation. So when we say that, are you open to relocate? You should not say, Namala Uda Inge, why would I go there? So you cannot say that you have a house there and that is why you cannot relocate. That would be one of the triggering points. The HR would not take it in a healthy spirit. Later on, if we ask you to move on site, say in the abroad or anywhere, on site is not just US or UK. It can be within India also. If you ask you to move to Mumbai, move to Kolkata, move to Delhi, you should be open enough to get that opportunity, because not all the opportunities can be just brought in to your local location. So that is one of the biggest expectation we have. Right attitude is another thing which we want you to work as a team and come up with those things. And apart from that, we already had the dozen of expectation which you have gone through during the slides. I hope I answered your question.
Next question is from Jaya. Any free internship and IV in Chennai? And also tell most programming languages, topmost programming languages used for AI.
Okay, so I don't want you to divert your focus to start coding in Python now. You are EEE students. Please confine to the certification which I mentioned. But get an introductory certification. Even Google offers. Just go to Google. Basic of AI. It's a certification on Google Digital Garage. You can just go to Google and write basic. You have seen those logos which I have presented in that, the free certification website. There are n number of free AI certification on multiple portals there. Just go there and explore. You will get n number of AI basic certification. But do learn basics of AI, but do not put lots of pressure on your mind to start coding and learning those. That is not much required. Please focus on your EEE content and just understand the AI, how it really works, and that's it. So that you understand the periphery, you understand the behavior of it, and then utilize your current existing skill in EEE, and then use that as a core skill. At the same time, don't leave that. Understand how does AI behave and how we can implement in the domain you are in. Don't switch the domain. Second question was the free internship. Please go for free internship wherever you get. Okay. So as for the opportunities, if you're asking me to share you the opportunities, I would be happy to share whatever I come across through your professor. I am always in touch with your professor here, especially your Dr. Jyoti Swarupan sir. So I keep interacting with him every now and then, and I'm sure. Please start bugging him. He is a master of many things. I don't know how much he is giving you this opportunity, but he can also give you multiple opportunities, especially free internship opportunities under his banner. Also, he's also a part of multiple professional society himself, because I also work under him under the institution of green engineers. So where he can easily give a group of students a field project or an internship under the banner of the institution of green engineers, which will be very much relevant for EEE students. I think I gave you the answer. What are you looking for? Yeah.
One last question. I think we are running out of time, but still one last question.
Yeah, definitely.
What is the best way to discuss my weakness without negatively impacting my impression?
I leave this question to them. I want them to explore this question from YouTube, but a classic way. Do not put this forward until they ask you. Don't say my weakness is this, my strength is this. Don't mention the word strength or weakness unless asked. If you mention the strength, then they will definitely poke your weakness. So try to, if you are so smart or if you uttered that by mistake, try to put your strength as your weakness. Sometimes I am over workaholic and I sometimes, try to get committed too much into the work that sometimes my work-life balance gets disturbed, and sometimes that becomes a troubling element and I get sometimes stressed. So I think I need to confine the right time for my work and personal life and family time, all those things. Do not probe this question unless asked. I'm giving you, and also understand, go through multiple videos, interview sessions, and interact with as many industrial professionals so that they can give you their tips and add to the building what we built today, right? And with this, I wish you all the luck, and I would like to thank RMK once again, the entire professors sitting in the call today, and the principal sir. Thank you so much, Jyoti sir, once again, and thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It was really a wonderful session. Now I invite Dr. Y. Sugi to propose the
Good afternoon, everyone. As Helen Keller beautifully said, the best and most beautiful things in the world is seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. With that thought, it's my great privilege and honor to deliver vote of thanks for this talk series on The art of excelling
இது
corporate expectations in the
இதுல
age of
இது முடிச்சிட்டு வரேன். மேப்
Gen
போட்டு வந்துட்டு இருக்கேன். 11
First
ஜங்ஷன்
and
வந்தாச்சு.
I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our management for their unwavering support and encouragement in making this generic talk series a reality. On behalf of the management and department, I wish to convey my deepest appreciation to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Anish Kumar, Service Delivery Management, TCS. Sir, your decision to take time out of your busy schedule is a testament to our generosity and passion for inspiring others. Your insightful words have opened new avenues of thought for all of us. Your expertise and practical wisdom have not only enlightened us, but also have motivated us to approach challenges with renewed energy. Thank you, sir, for sharing your invaluable perspective and enriching our knowledge. I would like to thank our principal, whose guidance and leadership serve as a source of inspiration for all of us. Sir, your consistent encouragement ensures that events like this are successful and impactful. A special note of gratitude goes to our head of the department, Dr. Geetha Ramadas, whose meticulous planning and attention to detail were instrumental in organizing this event seamlessly. Thank you for your leadership and for creating an environment where knowledge sharing thrives. I also wish to extend my thanks to the event organizer, Dr. Jyoti Saruban. Your efforts behind the scenes have not gone unnoticed, and we deeply appreciate your contributions. I'm equally grateful to all the faculty members and teaching and non-teaching for their unwavering support and teamwork. Finally, but most importantly, my heartfelt thanks to the students and parents who actively participated in today's generic talk series. Your enthusiasm, curiosity, engagement are driving forces behind the success of this talk series. Your involvement today shows the importance you place on learning and growth. To everyone present here, thank you for making this event a memorable one. Let us carry forward the insights and inspiration from today's generic talk series to excel in our respective journeys. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Share it properly.
Thank you, Ashish. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Powerful speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. Really useful. No, very, very informative session. Like really.
Thank you so much, sir.
Sharmu
Can
sir,
I sign off?
you can close the YouTube. Okay, okay, sure.
Okay,
Maybe
okay,
I'll
thank you.
call you.